Okay, so this is kind of fun. I'm outside the Richmond Provincial Courthouse. I'm here to dispute a ticket. I'm disputing the allegation, not the ticket price. So this is going to be very interesting. So the original offense date was December 2023. I disputed it, and now today it's October 21st, 2024, nearly 1 year later. So I have a very sound argument. The evidence is in the original ticket. So let me show you. Because the first thing you need to understand is the elapsed time is number of seconds since image 1 was captured. So this is elapsed time 0 because original thing. So you can see my car right here and the light is green. You can see at elapsed time 1.79, my car is in the middle of the intersection. That's what it says. After vehicle entered intersection, image 2. So 1.79 seconds later, light is still green, I'm in the intersection. Here at 1.1 seconds later, my car is in the intersection, the light is red. Now, hear me out. 0, elapsed time 0, elapsed time 1.1, elapsed time 1.79. So it's green here, red here, green here. Things happen. This. How does that make sense? So within 2 seconds, it went green, red, green. You can even see my car. It's behind the stop line. It's right in front of the stop line, and then it's way past the stop line. You can see the same for this car. It's here, it's in the middle of the intersection, and it's gone. So green, red, green. The times match up 0, 1.1, 1.79. And this makes no sense to me. So I'm going to dispute it, saying that this probably malfunctioned. That's why it went to red momentarily and then back. My original argument was going to be some guy was speeding on the incoming traffic lane, and I didn't feel it was safe to clear, so I didn't. But this is a clear malfunction because I remember it being green anyway, at least yellow. So within 2 seconds, it can't go green, red, green. Also, there would be a yellow. So this is a malfunction, I'm pretty sure. And that's going to be my argument. So I think that makes sense. I am going to probably win this thing. My friend said it's like a classroom courthouse. I kind of went and peeked inside the courtroom I'm going to be in. Also, the people that are supposed to appear, their name was on the board, and I'm the first because my last name starts with an A. So hopefully I get to go in and out as soon as possible. It's at 9:30. There are multiple people that are supposed to be at 9:30, so I'm going to head in now. It's 8:55. I got here way earlier. The courthouse opens at 9. I still got here around 8:40ish because I read on Google reviews they don't have a lot of parking spots and they fill up very fast. And there's some other parkades close by, but they're quite expensive. So I just got here as soon as I could. So now I'm going to skip to after I'm done doing the whole court thing. I'll let you know how it goes. So that's where I was. I am done with the court proceeding now. Okay, so turns out I was guilty. I'll tell you how the whole thing went. So I went in, there were 2 officers outside. One I think was exclusively for camera tickets and one was for in-person tickets, however that works. So both of them were for everything, I'm not sure. So the whole logic I showed you, the green lights were only for the regular lanes, not the left turn lane. In the smaller photos, it was kind of hard to see. I got a proper printout of it, and the officer also told me how to look at the times. So when I approached the intersection, the yellow light had already been on for 4 seconds. So yeah, I was able to see that the left lane thing was red, and the zoomed in picture was only the red light, so the greens were kind of ignored. That's why we were able to see it more clearly. So that's like the high-res image capture, and the others were just so that they can charge you with the violation, whatever. Anyway, so it was kind of interesting. I went inside the courthouse. There was the judicial judge person. They're not really a judge, but she told all of us that the correct way to address her would be your worship, which I did. You bow to her also. I didn't do it when I went in, but I noticed the officers doing it. I bowed to her when I approached the thing. So you go bow, good morning, worship, you do your thing. She reads the whole thing, then she asks you, do you plead guilty or not guilty? I pled guilty. I meant to plead not guilty. But there are two reasons why it's good I didn't plead not guilty. First, I would have been charged being guilty and would have gotten up. But also the not guilty ones go after all the guilty pleads. So I didn't want to go at the end. It's 9:55. I was out by 9:45. It took 15 minutes. There was one woman who went before me, so it was very quick. But the most interesting thing is, so how it goes is, if you plead guilty, you can ask to lower the fine, which she did for me. I'll tell you how much. She was actually very nice. She was talking like, regular people would talk to you, to everyone, and she's like, I'm going to say registered owner a lot, not driver, not anything else, because it's important for you to know that this ticket is for the registered owner and not the driver, so it doesn't matter. You pay the fine. I was driving and I'm the owner, so it doesn't matter either ways. So this is how it goes. You approach, say good morning or whatever. They ask you your name. So they mispronounce your name. She said it in the starting like a disclaimer. So regardless of if it's pronounced properly or not, you say your name again, your preferred pronouns. So she said pronouns, but I think she wanted to know the prefix because her example was Miss, Mrs. and all that. So no, like, yeah, just male pronouns, Mr. is fine. She read this whole thing. It's section 129 act 1 or something that I broke. So my ticketed amount was 167. She asked guilty, not guilty. I said guilty. Then she asked if there are any personal circumstances I can tell her about so that she knows how to appropriately set the amount. So I told her I'm an undergraduate. I'm an international undergraduate from India, and things are already kind of hectic and expensive as is. So if she can do anything, and I didn't mean to do it, it just happened like a bad call on my end. And then she kind of cut me off and she's like, yeah, people don't mean to do it. She said this in a nice way, and she said it so that everyone knows that they are not charging you because you meant to or didn't mean to do it. You did it, whatever. So I continued on. She asked me what I'm studying. I told her computing science at SFU. She was like, she kind of was, whoa. And she said her go-to is to just turn things off and back on, and that's how she deals with tech. I said, so do we, and she started laughing. The officer was laughing, everyone around kind of giggled. So I was like, yeah, okay, nice aura. She asked if I'm able to work. I told her I work 12-15 hours a week on campus. So there are no hourly restrictions for how much you can work as an international full-time student on campus. Off campus there is. On campus also technically there's a 40-hour limit, but basically you can work full-time. I told her, but I still work 12 to 15 hours because taking upper division courses, just generally trying to be healthier. I didn't want to bring up YouTube because, that's just hard to explain, but just healthier lifestyle or whatever. So she read the whole thing that on the grounds of me being an international student, whatever. And for the previous woman, she said this, that, most people who come in and are pleading guilty and are actually, doing something, they are much less likely to commit these offenses again. So also this is an offense that they are okay reducing the fine for, especially if it warrants and there are no points or anything on your thing. So anyway, the crux of it is it went down from $167 to $80, which is very good, over 50%. I'll take it. At the end, I bowed down again. I said, thank you, your worship, and I left. I went in very confident that I'll have to pay $0, but I'll be paying 80, which is not bad considering I was supposed to pay 167. Or she also asked me if I'll be able to pay it by the end of Feb. So Feb 28, she asked. It's October 21st right now, so that's a decent chunk of time. I told her, yeah, that should definitely be fine. And since I told her I'm an international student, she just knew I was renting. So she asked if I'm still at the same address. I told her yes, but I'll be moving soon. She said, do you know where, when? I told her within the next 10 days, because November 1st. but I haven't signed a lease yet, so I don't know. But then I told her that I will be in touch with the previous owner, the owner of this place, so I should get my mail, not a big deal. Like, yeah, okay, as long as you get it, you're able to pay it, you should be fine. So that was the whole thing. This was kind of a bucket list thing. It's weird, but just seeing this stuff on TV shows and, hearing about it, and especially how fucked up India court proceedings and all of this can be, I just wanted to go through something like this one time. Another bucket list thing that I recently knocked off my list. It's a weird bucket list, but just stick with me. Calling 911. It was a weird thing happening. Everything was fine. There was just this guy recording a woman. The woman was screaming and she jaywalked off a very busy street, and we saw it from my friend's balcony. We were seeing the whole thing. The guy went away by the time the cop showed up, but the woman was there. They talked to her, so not a big deal. But yeah, these are some things I've wanted to experience, I guess, and I got to. I'm paying $80 to experience it, so hell of an experience, I guess. But that was it. That's the whole story. I'm gonna go back home now. It's 10. I have a bunch of assignments due, so it should be a fun day. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. PS out. Oh, one last thing. I forgot to tell you about this. So it's you versus the officer. So the officer is on the opposing side. The judicial judge person refers to them as the crown. So in the States, it's, let's say, last name is Arora. So Arora versus state. Here it was technically Arora versus crown, which sounds very fancy. So it was Arora versus crown. But this is actually it. See you in the next one.